Hey basketball coaches, today I'm going to talk to you about different set plays that you can run against a 2-3 zone defense. Now, if you tend to run a lot of motion offenses, that's totally fine, but if you find that you're going up against a lot of teams that do play a 2-3, you may want to implement a set play once in a while, and some of these may work really well with your team. Let's get down and let's check these out. Okay, so before we attack a 2-3 zone, we really want to know how these zones work. And of course, how they work is they tend to want to double team in the overlapped areas of the zones. And that is generally going to be roughly on the wing, at the point, as well as on the other wing. Other ways of beating it is to get that ball into the paint and to do high to low post passes. So if the ball starts on this side, we would want to have the postman on the other side of the key. The zone is going to look like this, and player 4 would most likely be front-facing player 5. Now, a great way to be able to beat a 2-3 zone is by simply attacking the gaps. And we can implement a set style play by having our point guard attack the middle gap at the point. That is going to collapse players 1 and 2 because they do not want that ball going into the key. If that ball was to get into the key, that is going to be raising up player 5 red to cut off that drive, and we would then have player 5 on our team cut across the key, and that would be a quick high to low pass for an easy layup. Now, if you're saying, well, player 3 red would come down, yes, he would pop down to protect that shot, but player 5 should have position on player 3 to be able to make that layup. If he doesn't, then he can kick it out for a 3. And by implementing just set plays on teaching our team, hey, if we're attacking a gap, find an open spot because you're going to get passed to. And there's some open spots that are very valuable. Along the corners and the wings are very valuable, but also if you're attacking that free throw line, having our center go across the key, either behind the backboard or underneath the net, he is going to be in prime position to be passed to because it's going to be raising up the defensive center. And you would be able to do the exact same essentially by attacking players 1 and 3 because that would collapse that zone. Player 3 red can have 2 decisions. He can go down towards the corner or he can go up towards the point. Either way, he is going to be open for that shot because if he goes up to here, player 1 red is going to have to recover to block that shot or contest it, and that's going to be most likely an open 3. If he instead went down towards this corner, we would then have the same idea where we would have a pass over to player 3 and he would be wide open. Player 3 could also be very smart and cut baseline. That again would then draw player 5 red. We would have player 5 blue on our team go towards or want to go towards the middle of the key because then that would be a pass to player 5 for a layup. Even though these are not technically set plays that we would set with our team, we can always teach our team to read the defense and react to it. Another great way I like to beat a 2-3 zone is again in that 4-out formation, and I like to have a point to wing pass. Really quickly, this is the corner, this is the wing, this is the point. And we would have a point to wing pass. When that happens, we're going to be having the defense shift like this, and we'll have player 1 go down towards that low corner. When this happens, we want player 5 blue and 4 blue to cut across the key to go to the high posts. What this is going to do for us, especially if we have player 3 passing over to player 1, is now we have stretched out their zone. We now have player 4 and 5 going towards that side of the key. If we could have a pass to player 4, we could have an easy shot. If that raises up player 5, which it most likely will, we can have a pass from high to down low post, and we can have a nice easy layup by player 5. Now, another great way that I like to beat a 2-3 zone is by running a 5-out. And of course, really quickly, you can go check out the complete guide to the 5-out offense down in the description below. But really quickly with this play, why I would run a 5 out, and I would run it super wide. I would have my players very close to the sideline. And there's actually a reason behind this. Most teams will teach their players that it's okay to stretch outside and beyond the 3-point line. If this is the case, this creates super wide gaps that we can exploit in their zone. So if they were to do this, we could have very simply player 4 cut across to the high post, pass to player 4. That would be a shot unless it rises up or raises up player 5 red, and then we could have players 2 and 3 cut baseline. Player 4 could pass to one of those two players and we'll be all set. Especially if player 4 came across to defend player 4 with player 5, we would have a massive gap and a very easy layup. But this would be more or less a test. This would be more or less a test on will they be willing to stretch beyond the 3-point line to be able to then defend our super wide 5 out. Now, if they're not willing to go past the 3-point line, what the zone is going to look like is still going to be tight, but it's going to be really staying inside that 3-point line. If this is the case, we want to make some really quick passes. We want to have a quick pass to player 5 and then a pass to player 3. Why we want it to be super fast is because now we have to make that zone defense shift. And it's going to shift like this. Well, if we can get player 1 to cut down after that pass towards the side of the key, and we can somehow find a gap roughly in this area, we can have a pass to player 1. Why this is important is because now player 5 is going to be popping up. We can have player 2 cut behind the backboard. It's called the Russian spot. That's the spot behind the backboard. And we can have player 2 cut behind the backboard. Why this is important is because now this is going to be bringing in player 4 red. We could have a nice easy layup by player 2. But at the same time, we're going to be having player 4 cut down towards this corner. Because now we're going to be really collapsing the defense because we have now collapsed the defense inside the key. And that's what happens against the zone. Player 2 can now pass out to player 4, which is a bit risky. He would have to jump out of bounds to make that pass. Or he can kick it out to player 3. And I would even double down and have player 5 get a back screen cutting down towards the middle of the key. This way, player 2 has the option for player 5. If it's an older team, it would be a dunk. Or a kick out for a 3. Make sure to go check out my complete guide to the 5-out offense down in the description below. I hope that this video helps you win more basketball games. If it does, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.